Hey Andre, we've got some breaking news because there is a new truck sheriff in town and it's electric and it's called switchgear.
And it's wide-shouldered, wide body, and big tires.
So in this video we're going to tell you all about this new Ford F-150 Lightning that Ford calls a test bed for, well look at that jump,
It flies.
for some of their new and potential stuff that they're going to be building in the future. So we're looking at potentially what is coming with the new Lightning and what might be coming with the regular Ford F-150. So let's get into it, Andre.
Yeah, so we all know that the F-150 Raptor exists.
Yes.
We know it's on 37s.
Yes.
So it seems like what Ford is doing, and by the way, they teamed up with RTR and Von Gittin Jr. to kind of build this concept, and it's also going to be shown at King of the Hammers event in California.
So they're not calling it a Raptor.
No, they're not calling it a Raptor, but they're using some of the technology from the Raptor, so to speak, because it has Fox 3.0 shocks, live valves, and it's got 37s.
And it looks like it's got a wide body kit too.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a Lightning with a traditional powertrain, right? So over 500 horsepower, the same battery that a Lightning has. Oh, this has got to be non-production.
This looks like a drift brake that Vaughn would use.
Exactly. So, same powertrain,
Yeah.
all-wheel drive, instant torque, which
Yes.
is all good, and now taken to more of a off-roady, in this case, Lightning. So tell me about why it's called switchgear, because this is all off-road.
Yeah, so at first I was kind of taken aback by that name
Yeah.
because there's no transmission, there's no gears, you're switching. Like you said, stock dual motor configuration, one motor in the front, one motor in the rear, about 580 horsepower. It's basically the Lightning we owned at TFL Truck. But then the concept is that it could be switched to something like this. So very quickly, same sort of body structure, right? Same wide body, but it could put on different wheels and tires, and I think also different suspension, and made it basically a street performance configuration of it. And look at this, they're saying 50-50 weight distribution for the street and 49 front, 51 rear distribution for the off-road version. But that's typical of EVs because the battery's in the middle, right? And they're usually really well balanced.
So output 580 horsepower, 775 pound-foot of torque, of course, the same 131 kilowatt-hour battery.
Yeah.
But let's go back to, this is a boring picture, let's go back to the truck jumping and being all like badass and cool.
Yeah, so a couple of details. First of all, they stuck 5 Recaros in there.
That's a lot of Recaros.
2 in the front and 3 in the back. I love this. And 5-point harnesses.
Yeah, I can see your little kiddos back there. Go faster, go faster.
It's like a child seat for adults. And then a couple of other things. So
yeah, that's a cool picture.
Shocks, yeah. So this is the frunk. So basically the front storage area.
So they stuffed the reservoirs for the Fox Active Shocks in the front. How cool is that?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they explode all over your groceries.
They're not supposed to explode. You have a spare tire in the back.
Okay.
Once again, 37s, and looks like could be a functional beadlock wheel situation.
Yeah.
And then here's just a little look at the gauges. This is in kilometers for some reason, so maybe they were testing this in Europe or other markets as well.
Or maybe they wanted to
or Canada.
Fool us with 470 miles of KM range.
No. So we had a Lightning, right?
Yeah.
That we drove all the way up to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, and we put slightly different all-terrain tires, the same size as stock, and we lost about 10% of range.
So if you go up to 37s,
you're going to lose quite a bit of range.
Yeah, not a little bit, quite a bit. How about the lights? Let's check out the lights.
Yeah, so really cool bumpers. Looks like a steel bumper with additional lights.
You like the paint scheme?
Yeah, I do like this wrap.
It's very American. Red, white, and blue.
And look at kind of a wide body design.
Yeah.
I think this, let us know what you think in the comments below, but I think.
And how about this bit back here? Go to the side shot, you'll see it better. That's kind of
yeah,
interesting.
it's like a little, another arrow device. Hold on a second, let me find it.
Yeah, there's a good one right here with it in the air. That kind of
With
shows
it flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Baja Pre-Runner look, right? So it's kind of like a chase rack in the back and a spare tire.
So I have to think to myself that a truck with 50-50 weight distribution would be much better at jumping than a traditional truck. Did you ever see that, like, video on YouTube where somebody jumps one of the original, I think it's one of the first generation Raptors.
Yeah.
And basically, because of all the weight of that giant 6.2 liter V8 in the front, it's just like a giant lawn dart, right? It goes, boom,
Yeah.
right? Goes straight into the ground.
And like TRX has a similar problem,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You have to launch it just right, and create all the. But this is, like you said, better distribution. So
But it will be heavier, so.
quite a bit heavier.
And then that impact might be, I don't know if that's better or worse on batteries. I'd have to leave that to the engineers.
But they are showing it in the air, so
Yeah.
they're actually testing it to the fullest, or at least. But as we know, we've been talking to a lot of experts recently, and in order to put a bigger tire and have the truck jumping in the air, you have to really, think about everything, right?
Beef up half shafts.
Well, you have to
drive
beef
shafts.
up the frame,
Yeah.
right? You have to beef up a lot of things.
So let's talk about the future. Do you think that this points to a potential Lightning Raptor or whatever they decide to call it? Is Ford? We know that that Ford has confirmed that they're building an all-new ground-up electric truck.
Yeah.
So the current Lightning is basically built on the current F-150's frame, and they basically
And
incorporated
kind of form factor,
Yeah, they
yeah.
incorporated the batteries and the drivetrain and the motors into the current F-150, but there's a brand new one coming. So the question is, will Ford build a Raptor version of the Lightning, or will they wait till the next generation? I mean, is this actually ever going to see production, or is this going to be something that Ford dealers will be able to sell as an add-on that you can actually have them do some of this body work for you? There's a lot of possibilities here. Or another possibility is that they just did this, or he did it, just to kind of show off what could be done, but it'll never see any form of production or actual usage beyond this video.
So that's a tough question to answer because of many reasons. Because they haven't announced really what the next gen electric pickup will be. Maybe it'll be smaller, right, in size. Maybe it's going to be a Ranger-sized truck. Maybe it's going to be a
love that
Maverick sized truck. So that's a tough question to answer. I'm hopeful because this is actually a driving and running concept, and they're calling it a test bed,
Yes.
right? This is not a show queen that on a trailer somewhere, right? That they're just showing on a stage. This looks like a running vehicle that they're actually driving and testing. So I'm hopeful that some of this technology may transfer, but I think it's up to the customers, right? Will customers, because currently the Raptor R is the king of Raptors, right? It's got a supercharged V8, and that's what people are currently buying. Will they accept electrifying that truck? So that's the question.
I got to say, Andre, I think this is a direct answer to Tesla and the Cybertruck, right? Because Ford, they're not going to let the truck market,
slip away
play between their fingers with, Tesla racing Porsches, pulling Porsches. And that's a whole other story, and you can see that over at alltfl.com. But I'm saying, right, that there's a lot of excitement and buzz around the Tesla right now, a lot of excitement and buzz around the Rivian. To some extent, there's a lot of buzz and excitement around the new Ram, right, that's coming.
Electrified Ram.
And the Lightning has kind of gone into the background. Actually, the story out there currently is that the Lightning is sitting on dealers' lots and that they're having a hard time selling them. So could this be a way to inject some more Lightning into the Lightning?
Absolutely. Flash, extra flash. Yeah, totally. Because 4 years ago, when Tesla first showed the Cybertruck, they did a tug of war with the F-150.
Yes.
And that woke Ford up, I think, and kind of poked them. And that's why the Lightning is actually here, already on sale. By the way, they're calling it best-selling EV truck on the market, which I believe is true because the Hummer is not selling in great numbers. The Silverado EV is not quite selling in great numbers. And the Rivian R1T, we don't have the final numbers for the year yet.
So I would take that with a huge grain of salt, no matter who makes that claim. And the reason for that is all these trucks are production restrained, right? It's not that there's not enough demand for them, which there may not be, we don't know, but there is production restraints in terms of batteries, in terms of, chips for a long time. So that number is kind of, I don't think indicative of what the real truck market is like, because even if people want them, they can't buy them, right? I mean, same thing with the Cybertruck. I think Tesla said that they got 2 million orders once they basically did that delivery day.
Yeah.
So there seems to be a lot of demand.
Right.
But then, because they're not being built, because the Lightning does not exist in this form, because, the Rivian is also in some ways production constrained. We don't know what the real market for electric trucks is.
Yeah, what the real hunger is.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Because right now, Tesla is, or the rumor is that they're building about 50 trucks a day. It's going to take them a long time to reach 2 million.
Yeah, well, they want to, I think Musk said he wanted to reach 250,000 units
a year.
Yeah, 50 a day. That's a lot
It's still
that's a long way to go to even meet the foundation series.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. We'd love to know if this is something that you would actually be interested in. If you're a traditional internal combustion engine kind of truck guy or gal, would this vehicle, sway you to go electric? I'm worried about the range, like you said. It might be like 150 to 200 with those giant 37s.
But if it comes in about 2 years' time, the battery technology may take another leap.
Yeah, but
right?
it hasn't, dude.
I know it hasn't, but
we've had the same maximum 300-mile range for most vehicles since Tesla first unveiled the Model S. We haven't really increased it much, so I'm wondering where is all that solid-state goodness that is supposedly coming.
Well, supposedly Toyota is making big strides recently. I mean, that's what the news is saying. So
and yeah, Lucid's gone up quite a bit, but that's at $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 price point. So that still is.
And this will not be cheap if it comes.
Well,
this will be very expensive.
I mean, the Lightning is now you can almost reach 100,000 if you get the Platinum.
Yeah.
And so you put that on top of it.
It's going to be 140,000.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I think people are really tired of expensive trucks. I mean, the sense I get reading what you guys are saying in the comments is people are really had enough of $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 trucks. It has gotten out of control.
Which is why I'm thinking, the truck they're building at a new factory at Ford is going to be smaller and more affordable. That's what I'm thinking. So this may be something else that may be built in Michigan. So it's a really hard question to answer right now.
But you saw it first on the Fast Lane EV, so TFL EV. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, go to alltfl.com for more news, views, and of course, real-world reviews. And check out our podcast. Andre, Nathan, and myself and Tommy really kind of get into the minutiae of things, talk about what's happening at TFL from behind-the-scenes point of view, and they're available, TFL Talking Trucks and Car Chat on all your favorite podcast platforms. See you guys next time. Ciao.